side pieces are done. Let me get the coil, set the coil on top, so we can get the rest of our measurements. Alright, as you see, I've got the coil case sitting on top here. Got to get the tape. Got to fight the paper for the tape. I hate this part of it. Normally I don't put the tape on here like this, but I don't know why I did it. I hate it though when people do that. There is a special way that I do it so I don't have to fight the tape for the paper. Remember a while ago I showed you the tape where I was kind of fighting the tape with the paper? Alright, here's what I do. See, I have this paper, the paper backing from the tape. What I do is I wrap it around the roll of tape. See, I got that backing, just roll it around. And then what I do is I just fold my tape like this, so. And then I take the paper backing and I put it on top of it like that. And then I take it and I rip it off like so. So then when I get ready, all I have to do is just lift up, rip that piece off, and then I'm ready to go. And that's what I was talking about a while ago. That one roll was, I had to fight the tape for the paper, or the paper for the tape. So that's how I do it. It never comes apart. You know, I don't have a problem. Like I said, I just lift it up off the roll and rip it, and I'm done. Alright, as you see, we got our S-lock on here. And so now we have to get our measurements. The top, we'll start with the top first. It's 21 inches wide. So that's our top, that's our first measurement. So we're going to take a little scrap piece of metal here, like so, and then we're going to draw our transition piece. Okay, so it's 21 inches wide. Okay, our next measurement is going to be from here to there, which you see is let's do 6 1/4. So it's right there in between 6 3/8, 6 1/4. So we'll do 6 1/4. Okay, 6 1/4. See? Okay, and our bottom measurement is 20 inches because we're going to go from S-lock to S-lock. So that's 20 inches. We're going to go from the receiving end to receiving end. So that's 20 inches. 20 inches. Alright, remember, what did we have? We had a 3-inch offset on this side, an 1.5 inch offset on this side. So we need a 3-inch offset. So, there you go. Alright, so that's our front. So let's go down here and measure it up. So we need 6 1/4 plus 3/4 is 7. We need an 8-inch piece because 6 1/4, 3/4 is 7. We need a 1-inch flange to fold under here. So that's an 8-inch piece. I hope we have an 8-inch piece over there so we don't have to cut another one. Alright, so here we are. Now we have to do our front. But what I found, remember our front piece, we need 6 1/4 for the inside, for the part that's shown. We need 1 inch at the top to fold over, and then we need 3/4 at the bottom. So let's see what our thing is. We got 8 1/4 inches. So what we need? We need a 1-inch piece, which is 1. Then we come down to 7 1/4, right there. And then we come to 8. Okay? Same thing on this side. 7 1/4, and an 8. Okay? Alright, so since we have that other line, let's just do a little X so we know not to cut that one. And then we do our little bottom line here. That's right there on the edge. I lucked out on this piece. Alright, so that's our piece right there that we're going to have to use. Alright, so since this is the left hand side of the furnace, and this is the right hand side of the furnace, remember, because it's just going to go up just like this. So we're looking at it. Now, we can't really get a measurement on this side because we've already got an angle there. See it? The angle right there? We've already got this angle here, so we can't really get a good measurement there. So what we're going to do, we know that the right-hand side of the furnace has got a 3-inch offset. The left-hand side of the furnace has a 1.5 inch offset. Remember? So what we're going to do is we're going to measure over 1 inch at the bottom. Okay? Then we're going to go to the top, and so we have our 1 inch flange that's going to go here. So we measure over 1.5 inches and then go over 2.5. Okay? And what that's going to do, that's going to give us our 1.5 inch offset, because this is going to go from here to there, and it's going to go to from this line, the inside fold line, to right there, which that's 1.5 inches away from each other. So let's get that. Let's draw these lines right quick. Okay? And we'll check our measurements. Get them lined up there. We'll check our measurements. Okay. So there you go. So, got 1.5 inches there, 2.5 there. Okay. Now, the top, we need to be 21 inches, because that is our width of our coil. 21. Let me just double check. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so it is right. That's 21 inches. So the easy way to do this is take your tape measure to your fold line there and go 21 inches. And then go over 22. That'll give you your fold line. Then same thing with the bottom. But you can go all the way over to the edge there, and you can do 1 inch, and our bottom is 20. So we want to go 21 and then 22. That'll give us our fold line there. So let's mark that out. So you draw your line, draw your line. Okay. Now, remember, don't forget to cut that bottom line off. Because we just need the bottom to be 3/4, not 1 inch. Okay? Because we don't care that we did the sides and the back at 1 inch. We don't care about that. All we care about is what our measurement is now. And our measurement is now 3/4, not 1 inch. So shave that little part off, like so. Okay? Then you come over here, like so. Cut that part off. Like so. Same thing over here. same thing, like so, like so. Then we'll cut that side piece off. Like so. Just like so. Like so. There you go. Now we're going to go cross break it. Alright, so we're on the last and final piece, and we're going to cross break it. I mean, we're going to bend it up. Now, see, this over here is going to be your furnace, and that's going to be the coil. Same thing with over here, our furnace and our coil. So, what we're going to do first, let's bend our furnace piece down. See, a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. You don't want to overbend it because it, like I said, if you do, it'll look awful. And this actually will be the piece that's seen. So that's that. Remember, take your hand and kind of get you a nice crisp like that. Get you a nice crisp bend on there. Okay, so you got that. And then we don't have too much to do on the front. I mean on the bottom down here as far as bend. So what we'll do is we'll wait on that. But we'll go ahead and bend our sides. Like so. Bend those over. And the same thing with the other side. We'll bend it over. Like so. Okay. So, then we just take it over there and put it in place. Alright, so now we're ready to fit up our transition, the front of it, and let's see how it fits. So with the front, you're going to have to kind of go in from the top and then angle it down like so, and get everything that's in the way out of the way, like screws and pencils and that kind of dumb stuff. And kind of get your S-light lined up, like so, like so, like so, and then like so. And then you're in like Flynn, as they would say. Make sure everything's good to go. And there you go. Now, keep this in mind. When I put this together, there was no coil sitting in place here. So my measurements were off just a little bit, but not much, as you can see right there. And the only reason why is because the back was off just a tad bit. But when you're making a transition in the field, no reason I say that, see that right there? When you're making a transition in the field, you will have the coil sitting here. So that won't be a big deal. So there you go. That is a offset transition, frontwards to back, and then side to side. 1.5 inches on this side, 3 inch on this side. And even if you're off just a tad like I was, it's no big deal, because you just pull it out, shoot your screw right in there, pull your S-like out, shoot your screw right in there, same thing down at the bottom, and guess what? Nobody will ever know. And there you go. See, that's the nice part about doing this stuff in the field. A lot of guys are like, I don't need to know this because I'll never need to know this because we have a sheet metal shop in our office. So what? So you got a sheet metal shop at the office. What happens if one thing is off 1 inch? One thing. What are you going to do then? You're going to call them up and say, I need another transition cut? No, you're going to walk your happy butt to the truck. You're going to pull some metal off the truck. And you're going to make your own transition is what you're going to do. And that's the reason that I did these videos, to show how easy it really is to make these things. I'm no rocket scientist by no means, but when I'm done, the job looks good. And even if you're off just a tad bit, it doesn't really matter because you can adjust it one way or the other. And once you shoot a screw in here and a screw down here, a screw here, screw there, screw there, the thing is not going to move. And then you tape it up and you are good. So anyway, so that's our offset transition. Hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, our next one's going to be our miter offset for our drop down. What we're going to do is we're going to walk around the transition. You see I taped it up, and I actually bent this part down a little bit. I bent it in a little bit. So we'll walk around it and see what you think. Alright, so here is our finished product. So a nice cross break. And then remember our line we drew? There you go. There's your line. See it? So that's our 3-inch line. Back here you tape that up, and then you know, tape all this up right here. And then same thing with the back side. I mean with the side right there, tape all that up. But now what you do back here, since you cannot get to back here with the with your tape, here's what I do, is I get the mastic out and I seal all this up with mastic, because you'll be able to reach that back corner right there with tape, so that'll be all sealed up, and this corner right here will be sealed up. And then I just take mastic and I seal everything up with mastic, and then there's no issues as far as air goes. But now I do it before I get the front piece on, so that way I can just reach up in there, because remember, there's a coil sitting here. Don't forget, this will be filled up with a coil, and of course your door will be on here. So that's what I do. I just fill everything up with mastic, so we don't have to, we have no air leaks whatsoever. And that is, like I said, that is the offset transition sideways, and the offset transition in the back. See? So you got your gap here, and it coils against the wall. So there you go. Now that you've seen it done, it ain't quite so hard. Alright fellas, well here it is. I had to put this furnace in this closet. Let's see, there's a closet. And I had to put this furnace in the closet. See, I put a 4-inch filter in there. But here's what I want to show you. See, there's the top of the coil right there. And then you see above the coil, see that transition? Well, the last unit that was here, the coil, part of it was in the attic. I would say the top quarter was into the attic. So in order to make it easy for the next guy, I dropped everything down. I cut the return box about 9 inches down, added the filter, and then of course set the furnace on top of the filter. Then so I had a gap to fill. It was so tight in there I couldn't wrap the back, I couldn't wrap the sides. So what I did is I used my bubble wrap, used spray adhesive, sprayed adhesive the insulation on the inside. Then I taped everything up really well, and then I sealed it all up with mastic, so that should be good. But yeah, that's this is why you really need to know how to do sheet metal work. The purpose of the video series is to show you how to do this kind of stuff. Didn't get much video, as you see. I gotta still put a bunch of panning metal back up there, but I couldn't crawl in the attic to get to this side over here, so I had to cut this loose, and there's part of the flue laying on the ground. I still gotta crawl up in there somehow, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll get it.